Welcome to Two Fat Buds. My name is Lee Hacker, along with my co-host
Skunkle Al, how you doing, guys?
Skunkle Al. What is going on today? How are you?
Oh my goodness! Exciting news with Ohio. That's one thing.
Oh, we're definitely
Uh,
going to be talking about that here in a second. We are
oh,
definitely
you
going to be talking
know
about
it,
that.
man. You know it. That
As
is
as an Ohio
crime.
resident myself, I am excited. So excited.
Hell
Let's
yeah, I'm excited for you. Let's
well,
see
let's
what else. Not much else. My wife and I put a sidewalk in.
nice.
Yeah, with flagstone
Okay.
and like a shit ton of sand and the fabric and
Yep.
all that. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad actually.
Nice. 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 Well, here, let's start off our podcast with the five
Yep.
count. See if we can't get a little higher than what we have been, because we've been talking for a little bit before we hit the record button. So, and
Yeah.
started the whole time. But let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Campfire.
Campfire.
There we go. So, Ohio. Yesterday morning, I woke up to the fact that Ohio is now legally recreational state. They're the 24th state in these United States to vote in recreational marijuana. So in 30 days, up you can be walking down the street with up to 2 ounces on you, and the cops can't do shit about it. And I think that's
Wow.
the way it should be across the whole United States.
I believe it. I believe it, and I truly wish that were the case the whole way across the United States. Um, I think if the feds reschedule it, that's the last straw in the cap.
Yeah,
If they deschedule it down to a Schedule 3, um, it's all over.
it is. Unfortunately, I believe we've talked about this in one of our podcasts in the past, that if it goes to the Schedule 3, then federally, all these dispensaries in every state, medical and recreational, will be shut down, and they will have to run it with a legitimate pharmacist, like what you
Yep.
see at Walgreens and CVS and Walmart, would have to actually come in and divvy up your cannabis for you, even if you're using it for recreational.
Yeah.
Which I don't think that, I think if they make it a Schedule 3, they're going to get rid of recreational and go to medical. But I think it's going to be. I would hope that if I had a sore thumb, instead of getting prescribed Oxycontin for my sore thumb, I could tell my doctor, "Hey, prescribe me fucking cannabis,"
Yeah.
and give me
Exactly.
the cannabis. But
Yeah.
the only way the feds are going to make this worth it for everyone and for the states to be doing what they're doing is they have to take it all the way down to a 4, which is where alcohol and tobacco are, and let the states maintain it and monitor it themselves. That's all there
Yeah.
is to it.
Yeah.
I should be able to walk where I live. We have liquor stores. You got to be at least
Hmm.
21 to go inside.
Hmm.
I should be able to walk into a store like that and see cannabis and decide which cannabis, which strain, which grower. You
Yeah.
know, instead of a Jim Beam bottle, look for a fucking Tommy Chong weed.
Yeah. Yeah.
In their packaging. That's how it
Yep.
should be for everybody.
That's right.
Um,
It should be.
and
It
by
should be.
by doing that, maybe some of these smaller corporations or businesses, like an edible business, could cross state lines with their product instead of have to stay within state.
Yes.
And it might,
Yes.
who knows? We have a friend. We won't mention that friend's name,
No, we
but
won't.
that friend does make edibles, and that friend's dream is to open up or to sell edibles to recreational shops in the state that she lives in.
Yep.
Um, but could you imagine that not only sell them in that state, but because if it goes to a Schedule 4, she would be able to sell them out of her state, just like fucking bread,
Yep.
and I'm sorry, just like alcohol and tobacco. Marlboro is
Yeah.
the company's in one state, but they sell Marlboro in every fucking state. Why couldn't her edibles be sold in every fucking state?
Yeah. They could.
So that's the future I hope to see with cannabis myself.
That
Fuck,
would be
I never thought
nice.
we. I'm 52 years old. I never thought in our lifetime we would see so many states voting in by people saying weed isn't the devil like you guys have lied to us for fucking years,
Yeah,
telling us
really.
that it's the bad drug like fucking like the other hardcore drugs are. To schedule weed with heroin and meth and cocaine blows my fucking mind.
Yeah, mine
Weed is
too.
weed is so much safer than
It
cigarettes.
is. It
I'm a
is.
cigarette smoker, and my weed is safer than my cigarette. Weed is safer than Tylenol. For years,
It's-
when I did my TikToks, I would actually tell people weed is safer than Tylenol. What the fuck do you mean weed safer than Tylenol? Weed ain't safer than Tylenol. Real want to bet? You take too much ibuprofen, and your liver will shut down. You smoke too much weed, that ain't gonna fucking happen.
no.
I will bet you that I can smoke an ounce of weed and be perfectly healthy after that ounce of weed. But if you were to take a whole bottle of Tylenol, you're not gonna wake up.
Well, I got news for you. If you smoke a whole ounce of weed, you're not going to wake up either for a couple hours.
A couple hours, you take a whole bottle of Tylenol, you're never waking up again.
I know you're absolutely correct. And have never been any fatalities from smoking weed.
Nope. There is no death ever to come from actually the weed intake itself, whether it be smoking or edibles. You can't overdose. You cannot die.
No.
They did studies in the 60s, and I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they put these rats inside of like a fish tank, put a seal on top of it, and just pumped in nothing but weed smoke, weed smoke, weed smoke, and these rats would die.
Yeah.
They would. They were dying
Imagine
from
that.
fucking smoke. They were dying of lack of oxygen. They
Yeah.
weren't pumping enough oxygen in with the smoke.
Yep.
They died happy rats, but yeah, they died. But the truth is, when I breathe this in, I'm breathing in smoke and air with it, so I'm getting enough oxygen that I'm not
Hmm.
going to die from it. But then what they did to these poor rats, but scientists, well, weed's fucking bad because you smoke too much, you're going to die. Man, they're saying it would take like 100 pounds of you to smoke weed at once for you to die from it.
Oh, yeah. And
Ain't
nobody
nobody
could do
smoking a
that.
fucking 100 pounds at once,
No.
dude. I'm lucky if I can. I'm smoking 1 gram joints. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not smoking fucking 100 pounds at once. There's nobody going to do that.
No.
So there's no way to die from the ingestion of cannabis. Now, if you work at a weed farm or a weed grower, they stack a couple of 100 pounds of weed on top of each other, and that falls on you, and you get squished to death. That might be the first fatality for fucking weed, but it's not the
That's,
weed killing him; it's the weight of the fucking weed that
yeah,
kill him.
exactly.
Yeah, he's big pharma needs to get the fuck out of the politicians' pockets
Yeah,
and
they
quit
do.
fighting this shit. And so, same way with the liquor companies and the alcohol companies.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
Hydrate.
Cigarette or weed smoke did it to me.
Oh.
In Washington State, when I lived out there,
Hmm.
we went wreck. Within a year, their alcohol sales dropped 25% because people were choosing
Wow.
weed over fucking alcohol.
Yeah.
Alcohol, when you drink it, look, I have no problem if you're over. Well, my belief is you should be able to drink it at 18. You should be able to buy cigarettes at 18. You should be able to buy weed at 18. If you're old enough to go in
Yes.
the military at 18, die for your country, you should be old enough to fucking do adult things.
Yep.
All right, let me get off that soapbox.
That's for another podcast.
That's a whole nother fucking. Anyways, but if you fuck, where was I going with that? I'm fucking high, Al. I've been look. I've been DJing since 4. It is now 9:20 at night. I've been smoking the whole time I was DJing. We've been in here since 8:20, smoking, talking,
Yep.
catching up on our week together.
Absolutely.
But anyways, if you're at 21, if you can go and buy alcohol and decide to and you put alcohol in your body, it's proven alcohol is a poison to your body. You drink too much, your
Absolutely.
body wants to get rid of it. It starts making you puke.
Yep.
I've
It
never
does.
heard anyone smoking so much that their body wants to get rid of it and they start puking. Can you get sick from eating too much edibles? Yes, you can. My wife is a
Absolutely.
living proof of that. She got way too high and made her nauseous and she threw up. But you
Hmm.
get sick going on a roller coaster from getting nauseous. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah.
She
Yeah,
wasn't going
no
to die
doubt.
from it. She went to
No.
bed Now, for 3 days, she said she was high as shit. She felt it because I fucked up and thought that what I read on the package was a particular milligram when it was a
Yeah.
higher milligram, and I told her, "Oh, you've had that much before. Do it again, buddy." Let me tell you, she says my face was melting when she was looking at me. She was getting. This was back when we were dating. She got paranoid. It was a rough time for her that day. It really was.
I'm
And she
sure.
actually looked at me one time. She was taking me to the hospital. I said, "I am not taking you to the goddamn hospital because you eat too much edibles." Nope, ain't doing it. You'll be fine. We're gonna sleep it off. I can't go to sleep right now. Well, when you do, you'll wake up. You'll feel better, but you're not going to the hospital because you've taken too much weed. Because all they're gonna do is tell you there's nothing they
Go
can't
home,
do.
sleep it off.
Exactly.
Yep.
But I know where I was going with that. Alcohol kills your liver. It
Hmm.
causes brain issues for some people.
Yes.
It kills your organs. That is a technical
Hmm.
poison. These things, these goddamn things. I know every time I smoke a cigarette, I'm taking a little bit of life off of my end life. That I'm killing myself slowly every
Yeah.
time. I
Yeah.
hate the fact that I'm so addicted to fucking cigarettes. I am not addicted to this. And this isn't killing me. This is actually healing me. Proof
Hmm.
being stage 4 kidney disease. Now I'm back down to stage 2. Stage 5 is the worst. Stage 4 is dialysis. Stage 3 is when they start saying, okay, what can we do to try and fix this? Stage 2 is, hey, you got a kidney problem. Stage 1, you're a healthy person, no kidney problem whatsoever. I'm in
Yeah.
stage 2 now because of weed. So there's no poison in cannabis. But to listen to these politicians, there's fucking poison. And it
Oh
pisses
yeah.
me off. It pisses
Yeah.
me off. And it's because they are being paid to they're puppets for
Yep.
pharmaceutical companies and alcohol and companies. That's all there's to it. As long as their pockets getting fat, they'll say whatever they're being told to say. They don't. Last thing I'm gonna say about politicians: politicians don't give a fuck about what you want. They don't give a fuck about what I want. What they care about
Nope.
is if people put the money in their pocket. They care about what they want. The people are no longer have a say in these United States. Can we vote? Sure can. But these
Yep.
politicians can turn around and go right in there and write laws to overturn anything we vote.
That's it.
There was a
They can.
politician. I was listening to a podcast the other day on WTHC, the hippie and Dr. High, which we've had both of them separately on
Hmm.
our podcast before. They
Absolutely.
interviewed a representative from the state of Ohio. Can't remember if he was a senator. I can't remember what he was.
Hmm.
But this guy even said that if recreational passed, that his goal is to go in and write laws to contradict it. The people have fucking spoken. 57% of all voters in Ohio said make Ohio a recreational state. How are
Hmm.
you representing the people by saying you're going to try and change the laws that the people want? Makes
Yeah.
no sense to me.
No,
Makes
it
none.
doesn't.
All right, I'm off the soapbox. I'm off of that. Al, let's change subject. You got any medical updates or any
As
cannabis facts, weed facts, whatever they're called? I'm sorry. Again,
yeah,
I'm
my weed
rambling.
facts. As a matter of fact, I do. I have a couple of them actually, and let me see here. According to one national survey on drug use, each day approximately 6,000 Americans try marijuana for the first time, which I thought that was kind of cool.
That is cool.
And here's another good one.
Let me
Both of us.
let me stop you
Oh,
before you
go
get to the
ahead.
second one.
Yeah, no, no,
Speaking
go
of,
ahead.
speaking of every day, you said 6,000 Americans try cannabis for the first time. Is that what you said?
Yes,
6,000.
6,000. Yes.
So when I take my long distance trip once a month to go pick up the cannabis I go pick up, I find it very amazing to see people older than me in line to pick up cannabis. And
Yeah.
some of them are there for the first time being told by their grandkids or by their kids, Mom, Dad, you should try cannabis and get off some of the meds that you're on. And
Yeah.
and I've been in line. I was in line with this older gentleman. He was in
Hmm.
his late 60s, early 70s, I would say. And I asked him, I said, do you normally smoke? And he looked at me. He goes, I've never smoked. I said, is this your first time ever purchasing cannabis and trying it? He goes, it is. So I made sure when he got up to the counter, that I told the bud tender. The bud tender was a sweetheart. She was very, very
Yeah.
educational, informative. She reminded me very much of our friend Jess.
Good.
She took
Yeah.
her time with him. You know, other people were going up to the other registers and getting in and out. This young lady took her time with this gentleman, explaining what the different products were, explaining the different way
Nice.
to dose. I was
Nice.
very happy with what I saw them how they treated this gentleman for the first
Yep.
time,
Yep.
and he decided to go with edibles. He wasn't going to go home at 60 some years old, 70 some years old, and try and smoke weed.
Yeah.
They sold him edibles. And how easy is it to pop something in your mouth, chew it, and swallow it?
Oh
And
yeah.
now you're dosed.
Yeah.
So I I I wonder how many out of the 6,000 where I'm going with that. Fuck, am I high because I'm rambling? Out of that 6,000, I wonder how many people are older than us that are trying cannabis for the first time. I really do. I wonder if there's a study right now on the older people. I can't think what they call older people than us because we're fucking old, brother. Uh,
Yeah. We are old. The boomers.
the boomers. That's what I'm
The
trying to think. We're
boomers.
Gen X. They're the boomers.
No, I'm a boomer. 63.
Holy shit! I forgot you're that old. Sorry. Dude, you're almost 10 years older than me, and I'm 52. I
You
forget
know,
that you're that much older than me.
yeah, I'll be 60 in December.
Okay. Okay. So you are a boomer. So
I am a
can you
boomer, yes.
imagine? Could you imagine someone your age going into a dispensary for the first time saying, I've never done this because I've always been told my whole life the
Yep.
devil's lettuce. If you smoke weed, you're gonna die. If you ingest weed, you're gonna die. It's against the law.
You remember the commercial with the egg in the frying pan?
This is your brain. This is your brain on marijuana. Or this is your brain on drugs. Get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here.
Yep.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Hey,
Now,
it worked. We didn't
when
want to we didn't want to try anything. Or it worked on me anyhow.
what about the? I don't know if you. I don't know if they had the Dare program when you were in school. When I was in school, we had Dare.
No. No. Uh-uh.
Dare to keep kids off drugs.
Yep.
If I was offered as much cannabis as a Dare program told me I would be offered all the fucking time, now I'd be a happy camper. I wouldn't be spending as much money as I do because I'd be
Oh
getting
yeah.
free weed from shady dudes around the corner.
Yep.
According to Dare, now that ain't what's happening. And people are saying, "Oh, the black market is a big and booming thing right now." Well, yeah, it is. To a point, it is. California's black market shipped out of state to other states. Those people are making money hand over fist because those other
Yeah.
states are still not legal. Make every state legal. Make every state recreational. Bring the prices reasonable, comparable to every state. There will be no more black market because everybody and their mother will be able to go and get it as long as you're
Yeah.
over the age of 21.
Yep.
Is there always going to be kids somewhere wanting to try cannabis? Yeah. Do I encourage that? No. I'm a father of my kids. I
Yep.
didn't. I told them. Look, if you want to try cannabis, I would prefer you wait till you're 18. But if they go over to Billy's house and Billy smokes weed and I can't stop them, I didn't get mad at them.
Yeah.
But once they turn 18, I tell them, hey, you're 18 now. If you want to smoke cannabis, smoke cannabis. But the law says 21. I don't give a fuck. Again, back to my soapbox from earlier. If you're 18, you're old enough to die for your country. I feel you should be old enough to do adult things in this country.
I agree.
All
I
right,
agree.
what's your second medical thing? Let's get off of
that. All right. Men are over twice as likely as women to use marijuana in the United States. And I think I know why.
Yeah.
All the gray hairs they give us.
Oh, I knew you were going there with that one. I knew you were going somewhere with that one. I'm not touching that. Ladies, any females that are watching the show, that is the opinion of Skunkle Al himself. That does not represent two fat buds in any way. My gray hairs are for my kids, not my wife. She married me knowing I had gray hair, so she didn't give me any.
Well,
oh, Al, I can't believe you said that. That's great.
I've been married 3 times. I've been gray for I think 2 of them. So, yeah, I'll let them fight it out to see who I'm talking about.
All right. So men are more twice as likely than women to smoke or to use cannabis. I can see that. I can.
Yes,
If I'm not
absolutely.
mistaken, there's more men that smoke cigarettes than women. There's
Hmm.
more men that drink alcohol than women. So why wouldn't
Hmm.
cannabis be the same way? I bet you there's more women that you know. Trying to think. I would assume more women drink wine than men. I could be wrong,
Uh-huh.
but there's got to be something that women do more than men do. But when it comes to actual drinking of alcohol, I know men drink more than women. Are more than likely to drink alcohol than women are. When it comes to
Yes.
cigarette smoking, men are more likely to do that. So cannabis, it makes sense. It really does.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm looking for something. I saw something in here, one of my facts that basically it said the states that have already legalized marijuana,
Yeah,
their crime has went down. And they even said, the amount of kids who tried marijuana before the state went legal has decreased.
you know why, don't you? Do you know why?
Yeah,
Why?
they're probably getting it off their parents,
Yeah.
or they see their parents
They
smoking
see
it
their
and they're
parents
like,
smoking, like, dude, that's some old people do. I don't want to do that.
yep,
That's what it is. Ain't
yeah,
no ain't no 12 or 13-year-old kid watching their parents now smoke weed on a regular basis going, I want to do that when I get older. They don't want anything to do with what their parents are doing. His parents think it's cool, kids don't. That's all there is
yeah,
to it. So if it's
yeah,
cool for the parents to smoke weed, it ain't cool for them too.
yep.
I was different. I thought it was cool. My parents smoked cigarettes, so I started smoking cigarettes at a young age. I was stupid. But I can see how cannabis would be a different situation. I can.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Let me give you one more.
All right.
Let me come back up here. In the United States, marijuana use is 3 times higher than the global average. However, the rate of use is about the same as other Western democracies.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Speaking of which, I just read the other
Yes.
day, Germany, the country of Germany, has went wreck. They're getting ready to open up their first recreational dispensary, like within a month of me reading the article, and this was
Yeah.
just last week.
Yes.
So, congratulations to Germany to follow suit like Canada and just make weed legal across the whole country. Um, I wonder what German weeds like compared to our weed. I've been told that Canadian weed's a little bit different than our weed because their soils are different, stuff like that.
Hmm.
I'm sure that Cuban weed, Cuban cigars. You ever had a Cuban cigar?
Well, yes.
Cuban cigars taste different than American cigars because tobacco is
Yes,
grown
sir,
in
they
different
do.
soil and all that
Yep.
stuff. So I
And
wonder if
that's egg
Cuban weed
roll. Yep.
would taste different. Mexican weed would taste well. I remember smoking Mexican weed when I was a kid. That old brick weed.
Yeah.
That was
That
rough
was
stuff.
rough.
That was rough stuff.
Yes, it was.
Weed has changed completely across the board. They grow bigger buds. They know what they're doing now. Nothing
Yeah.
against Mexican weed now. But I remember back in the early '80s, Mexican weed being a lot different than what it is now. I'm
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
I'm sure.
That's for sure. Absolutely.
Have you ever Googled weed from the '60s? What weed looked like in the '60s and the '50s?
No, but I think you were telling me about it. It was much bigger
No,
or
no, dude. It
smaller.
was, it was smaller. It was
Smaller would
weird looking.
concentrate. Yeah.
No, no, no. Nope. You got
Just
to do it sometime.
smaller.
Just Google
Okay.
pictures of cannabis or early pictures of cannabis,
Okay.
and it looks nothing like what we have now. And if it wasn't for these people that were growing it illegally and learning what they were doing and making it better
Hmm.
and better, we wouldn't have the bud that we have now.
Yeah, that's true.
The weed that my dad smoked in Vietnam during the war is not the
Hmm.
same weed that we're smoking nowadays. I'll tell you that right
No,
now.
no, it's not.
Nowadays, it's a lot more potent, the whole
It
nine
is.
yards. So,
And they're more into the cannabinoids now,
And
and
terpenes.
the terps, and they specifically say different cannabinoids cured or help different things, like pain receptors and stuff like that. And
Yep.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind
they
of
know a
cool.
lot more about it now than what they did back then. Back then, people were smoking weed just to get fucking high.
Oh yeah.
Now, people are like me and you. We are actually
Yeah.
using this as a medicine in place of pain pills. In
Yeah.
place of anti-inflammatories. I would rather take a bunch of CBD pills, gel caps, than take
Hmm.
a bunch of ibuprofen for an anti-inflammatory, or maybe it's
Yeah.
not ibuprofen. Aleve. Aleve's an
A leave.
anti-inflammatory. I know that is.
Leave.
I would much prefer to go and get CBD gel caps and take 3 or 4 of those to help with the to be anti-inflammatory than take a leaf. And that's just me. It's a natural plant. It grows out of the ground. We as human beings were designed to receive this plant because we have cannabinoid receptors in our head. We
Yes.
don't make cannabinoids, but we have receptors in our head. And why would we have receptors in our brains if this plant wasn't supposed to be made for us as a medicine of some sort?
Yep. Do you know if you ever have to go to the hospital because you're in severe pain, like with pleurisy, or say you broke a leg, broke a bone, something like that, and you're in severe pain? Toradol is the heaviest non-steroidal anti-inflammatory that's out there. They push it IV, and it'll take care of all your pain,
Huh. Didn't know that.
just like that.
Did not
It
know
is it is awesome. Yeah, it's an amazing thing. And a lot of times the ERs are more likely to push something like that than an opioid,
that. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Look,
So,
the doctors, the medical companies, they made their money in the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s,
oh my
whatever.
god, yes.
Oh, this isn't addictive. It's not addictive. It's not addictive. Bull fucking shit. And they went to court and they lost millions over it, but they made
Yep.
billions. So
Yeah.
they didn't lose anything. You know what I
No.
mean? But
No.
us, the American people, I lost family to addiction,
Yep.
to overdoses of their opioids. I used to watch my own father take handfuls of fucking oxys for his
Hmm.
pain because he was addicted to that shit.
Yeah.
I myself became addicted to mine when after my accident, and went to my doctor, as I said before, and said, "Look, I see the path I'm going down. I don't want to be my dad. I don't want to be my family that went down that path and died from an overdose. I don't want to be constantly just sitting in my chair looking like this because I'm high as a kite on an opioid because I'm addicted to it because I enjoyed it that much when I was taking them." And the doctor
Hmm.
said, "What are you gonna do?" So I'm gonna go to weed. And look at me. I've said it several times tonight. I am high. I've been
Yeah.
smoking. I smoke all day. You've been with me when I'm high. Am
Yep.
I like this in my chair?
No.
Never me. Never me.
No.
I am a functioning stoner, as most stoners are.
Yeah.
Are there points where you can get high and just wind up sitting in the chair and just zone out, watch TV? Yes.
Yes.
There are time and places for that. But
Yeah.
for the average stoner that uses it for medicine, we've learned how to smoke and function because that's why we smoke it so we can function.
So we can function. Absolutely.
Speaking of functioning, for those of you who don't know, I am a admin for a group on Facebook called 420 Campfire. Uncle Al is a moderator over there.
Yep.
Join our group on Facebook. It is also a nonprofit that helps homeless vets. We have a
Mhm.
website for them. It's 420campfire.com. They have a shop. So if you go to 420campfire.com/shop, you can actually find garments and stuff from 420 Campfire. And 100% of the proceeds that we raise there go to help the nonprofit. Everyone that is involved in both 420 Campfire and the nonprofit are 100% volunteers. There's none of us are making any money off of this. We are volunteering our time out of the kindness of our hearts because we feel that this is a worthy cause. Al, you just bought a shirt. Can you Can you kind of show that off? I see it says we support.
Absolutely.
We support
Oh,
420 Campfire. Homeless
there we
Vets.
go.
I love that.
Homeless
I
vets.
love that design. Shout out to Mike, aka
Yep.
who designed that originally for the logo, and then the fact that he put the American flag in a pot leaf instead of it just being all green. I think that's amazing. So do me a favor,
Yeah.
guys. Check out 420campfire.com/shop and check us out on Facebook. Al, that was 30 minutes, man.
I know, or it totally blew us away, right? We didn't think we could be bullshit that long.
That's what we've been doing is bullshitting about weed. Imagine
That's
that.
fact about
It's
weed.
been good.
How about
It's been
that?
good bullshitting. It's been good bullshit. Hey, if you don't mind, Al, I want to announce the fact that I am now a DJ Monday through Friday from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. on WTHC radio. It is a stoner radio made by stoners for stoners, ran by stoners. Fuck, look at me how high I am, and I've been DJing on there since 4 this afternoon. I am 4 to 8 a.m. and again live 4 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. If you download the app Live 365 or tune in, and after you download it, you look for the call letters WTHC. You'll find our station. There's someone there 24 hours a day, Monday through Friday, but there's always music going on or podcast or something you can listen to. So do me a favor if you're watching this and you decide you want to check out find out what a stoner station sounds like, come give us a shot because we are the only and first stoner station that we know of available right now that is ran by stoners. That we talk about positivity about cannabis. We have podcasts. As a matter of fact, our podcast is aired on there on the weekends right now. So yeah, check out WTAC on Live 365 or tune in. Anything else, Mr. Al? Skunkle Al. Sorry, Mr. Al. Jesus.
That's okay. I absolutely have nothing else. I am dry as of right now, except for a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 campfire.
Alrighty, folks. From Skunkle Al and myself, we appreciate you taking the time to check out our podcast that we have going on. You can find us on YouTube and Spotify. Tell your friends, tell your family, if they're 420 friendly, that we are a friendly 420 friendly podcast. Next week, we have a special guest coming on. I don't want to say who it is because there might be a conflict as to what we're doing next week. But next week we are going to be celebrating our 20th episode. Al, can you believe that? 20 of these.
Oh man,
This
I
is number
can't
19.
believe it.
Next week's number 20.
I
20
know.
weeks of doing this, man. This is amazing. So,
Hey, and also, don't forget, Saturday is Veterans Day.
yes, it is. Yes, it is. So if you're a vet, thank you for your service. If you got any vets in your family, take them out to dinner. Celebrate the fact that they decided to sign that contract to put their life on the line for our United States so we have the freedoms that we have, such as being able to come on to here and talk about the fact that our government sucks. That's a free that's First Amendment.
Yep.
Protects my right, free to speech. So
Free to
a lot
speak.
of countries don't have that, but it's because of our soldiers that defend our Constitution. Reason we have that. So thank you very much. Anything else, Al?
No, that's it.
I am also done. Much love. Stay lifted, and we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
Much love, y'all.